Hello dear, welcome to KHC Singles Devotional for the 14th of March. The topic is the will of God. The day my wife and I broke up our relationship during our courtship. The day my wife and I broke up our relationship during our courtship, I would like to narrate our experience during our courtship to help clarify and put into perspective the issues around God's will. Honestly, I can't remember what caused the altercation between us that day, but I was angry and she was angry. So nobody was going to apologize to the other. So we ended the relationship. But I do remember that most of our disagreements then erupted from the basic differences we had. I was hard on surface and fast-mouthed, but soft within. And I felt showing that softness was a weakness, so I was overly strict with everything. I do remember it was outside the church office where I was serving as a young pastor. I had just redeployed from Delta State back to Olabisi Onabanjo University to resume a full-time ministry. Both of us were leaning on the balcony outside that church office. She was in the final year then, and our school hall was just some minutes away, walk away from the office. So she left for her hall. I went back to the church office, but as soon as she left, I lost my peace. Peace eluded me, and I knew I was making the greatest mistake of my life. In a jiffy, my mind traveled back to the day I first met her, and I knew she would be my wife. In a moment of time, all the dreams and visions I had passed before me like a movie. She later told me she lost her peace as well, and that when she left, she just trekked on endlessly past her all and then tread back home and all that. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Romans 8 verse 14, King James Version. Now the lessons. 1. God speaks and leads in the choice of who to marry. He will lead by His Spirit if you allow Him to lead you and you yield to Him. 2. He speaks in diverse ways. He could speak to you through dreams, visions, knowing inner witness, or some other spectacular guidance. 3. It is one thing for God to lead you. It is another thing for you to allow to be led. 4. Much of what we call God's direction these days is just emotionalism. 5. When you are truly led of God and there is conviction, it is mostly difficult to break up and you will easily settle your scores because you really want to follow God. 6. If it is of God and you break up from a relationship, you will lose your peace. That peace is an indication of His will for you. 7. If a relationship is God's will or God's plan and one party says he or she is not interested, you are free to move on with your life and God will create opportunities for new relationships. 8. There is nothing like one specific man to one specific woman, or else the whole world would be in unimaginable chaos. 9. Be humble and apologize quickly so that you will not miss the best that God has for you because of stubbornness and foolishness. 10. Premarital sex alters the equation of God's plan for your life. The relationship can break up despite that if it is of God. When you compromise, because the soul enters into confusion when you indulge in a habitual unrepentant sexual sin. 11. When there has been premarital sex, there would be a soul tie, an illegal bonding on the solical realm. Your soul tie makes it difficult to know what God is saying and what He is not saying. 12. That you are in God's will or plan for your life does not eliminate issues and challenges. You have to work at relationships to make it lead to marriage by praying, staying in the Word, forgiving easily, and so on. Even after marriage, you still have to keep on working at it. 13. If you are involved with more than one person at a time and you are dating them at the same time, something is amiss. God cannot lead you to more than one person at a time. Check your motive and be truthful about why you are holding on to more than one person at a time. I have always said this, that double dating is rehearsal for adultery. It takes the same state of heart to cheat, and that lifestyle is inconsistent with who a child of God should be. 14. For those who are married, if you're thinking you're hooked to the wrong person, the thing to do is not to back out, but to call upon God to help you and turn very mistake into miracles. The only times you may start considering divorce are times when there is unrepentant adulterous lifestyle wherein STDs can be brought home, and or physical violence when your life is no longer safe with the one you call husband or wife. 15. Finally, staying constantly spiritual and getting involved in the things of the spirit helps you to easily locate God's plan for your life. When you are busy serving God, God will get busy for you to ensure that your marriage works out beautifully. 16. God is interested in your relationship and marriage. Don't leave him out of it. And if you feel you have blundered, get back to the throne of grace to obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. Let us therefore come boldly into the throne of grace that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Hebrews 4 verse 16. Meditation for the day. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Romans 8 verse 14. King James Version. Prayer for the day. 1. My Father, give me direction in this area. 2. Help me to follow you wholeheartedly. 3. Open my eyes to see that which I know not. Confession for the day. I am obedient to God's will. I will not miss it. I follow God to the end. I trust his plans for me. I do not go before God. He leads, I follow. As I take care of God's business, he's taking care of mine. I hold on to God. I follow my convictions. God will bring or lead me to his best plan for me. Action plan for the day. Pray and ask God to speak to you.
We'd like you to partner with us in Cases and Us Club. To do so, kindly use the banking information you see on the screen. And for international givings, please navigate to the URL you see on the screen at casesandus.com/give. God bless you as you do so. This devotional is taken from our books for single married, and these books are available on Amazon and on Kada Books. In order to access the books, kindly navigate to the URL you see on the screen at casesandus.com/books. If you live in the city of Ibadan, we'd like you to watch it with us at Shouts of Grace Center. It's at Joker Plaza, beside Trans Amusement Park, Bodija UI Road, in the city of Ibadan. On Sundays, we have two services by 7:30 and 9 o'clock, and by Wednesdays, 6 p.m. It will be our pleasure to have you. Kindly follow us on Cases and Us Club at casesandus.com. You'll have a lot of resources for your soul.